Yaman. A name that carries both admiration and controversy, love and obsession, glamour and mystery. For years, he has stood as one of the most recognizable faces in the entertainment world, not just in Turkey but across Italy, Spain, South America, and far beyond. His career has been a dazzling mix of hit TV dramas, high-profile endorsements, and international projects like Sandokan that elevated his status from a national star to a global icon. Yet, as much as fans adore his acting, what truly fuels the fire of fascination is his personal life. Every glance, every smile, every rumored romance has been magnified, dissected, and turned into headline news. But recently, one story shook the fan community like never before. His new girlfriend, the woman who has apparently captured his heart, has become the focus of a storm, not just because she is with Yaman, but because her resemblance to Demet Özdemir is so striking, so uncanny, that fans are asking, what does this mean? To understand the depth of this love twist, we have to revisit the history. Yaman and Demet Özdemir once set the screen on fire with their on-screen chemistry in Erkenci Kuş, Daydreamer. That series wasn't just another TV drama, it was a cultural phenomenon. Their characters, full of passion and tension, pulled audiences into a fantasy where every look felt like a secret, every touch felt like electricity. For fans, it was more than fiction, it felt real. And soon enough, rumors spread like wildfire. Was Can's gaze on Demet really just acting? Was Demet's laughter when she looked at Can only scripted? Or was there something deeper, hidden just beneath the surface? The whispers grew louder as tabloids published photos, fans spotted coincidences in their interviews, and social media exploded with theories. For many, Can and Demet weren't just co-stars, they were soulmates. Even though neither ever confirmed a romance, the belief in their love story became a cornerstone of Yaman's fandom. And when they went their separate ways, both professionally and personally, a sense of heartbreak lingered. It was as if fans had been invested in a fairy tale, only to wake up and discover it wasn't destined to last. Years passed, and while Can built his empire abroad, Demet pursued her own projects, winning acclaim and love in Turkey and beyond. Yet the shadow of their connection never truly disappeared. Every new photo of Can with another woman was compared to Demet. Every new relationship she entered was scrutinized in light of what might have been with Can. They became, in the eyes of the public, eternally linked, even when they were apart. And then came the twist. Recently, Can revealed that he was in a new relationship. At first, fans celebrated, after all, he deserves happiness, doesn't he? But soon, whispers turned into shouts. Photos began to circulate, blurry paparazzi shots, stolen glimpses of him with a woman by his side. And when fans took a closer look, jaws dropped. Her hair, her smile, her eyes, the resemblance to Demet Özdemir was undeniable. It wasn't just a passing similarity, it was eerie, almost as if fate had chosen a mirror image of his once-rumored great love. The internet reacted instantly. Comments flooded social media, she looks just like Demet. Is Can trying to replace her? What does this mean for his feelings? Hashtags trended worldwide, hashtag love twist, hashtag Can and Demet, hashtag deja vu. Memes appeared, showing side-by-side comparisons that made the similarities impossible to ignore. Some fans were amused, others were outraged, and many were simply stunned. Because in the world of celebrity gossip, nothing is more captivating than a story that feels like a repeat of the past, a love story that refuses to die, even if it takes a new shape. But why does this resemblance matter so much? Psychologists argue that people are often drawn to familiar faces, that love can leave an imprint on the heart that shapes future choices. Could it be that Can, whether consciously or not, was drawn to someone who reminded him of Demet because she represented comfort, nostalgia, or unresolved feelings? Or is it all just coincidence, a trick of the eye amplified by fans who refuse to let go of the past? These questions fuel the ongoing debate, and the truth may lie somewhere in between. For Can, the situation is delicate. On one hand, he is clearly happy. His words and interviews have reflected a man at peace, a man who has found joy and balance in the arms of someone new. He said it himself, "I'm very happy with my girlfriend." His smile, his energy, his presence, all suggest sincerity. And yet, the shadow of Demet looms. Because no matter how much he tries to move forward, the world won't stop comparing. And for Demet, too, this must be a complicated moment. Imagine living your life, working on your projects, only to find your name once again tied to a man you've long since left behind, not because of your choices, but because the woman in his life looks so much like you. The tabloids are relentless. Some frame the story as a haunting love triangle, even though Demet isn't involved. Others spin it as evidence that Ken has never truly moved on, that deep down, Demet remains his greatest love. And then there are those who argue the opposite, that this resemblance is nothing more than coincidence, and that to reduce Ken's new relationship to a comparison with his past is unfair to both him and his girlfriend. Yet, whether fair or not, the narrative has taken on a life of its own. Fans post side-by-side photos, pointing out identical features, the curve of the jawline, the sparkle of the eyes, even the way she styles her hair. Others go further, claiming that fate is at play, that destiny has a way of bringing back what the heart truly desires, even if in unexpected forms. In their eyes, Ken's new girlfriend is not just a new chapter, but a continuation of a story that was never finished. But let us not forget, Yaman is more than just his love life. He is an actor, a professional, a man building a career that spans continents. Yet, as is often the case with celebrities, his personal choices overshadow his achievements. Instead of focusing on his performances, his training for Sandokan, or his philanthropic work, the spotlight remains fixed on his relationships. And perhaps that is the price of fame. No matter how far you rise, the world will always want to know who holds your heart. The real question, then, is not whether his girlfriend looks like Demet, but what this means for Ken himself. Does the resemblance suggest unfinished business? Or does it simply show that love leaves patterns, that our hearts recognize familiar features even when we think we've moved on? Maybe the answer lies in something more universal, that we are all shaped by our past loves, and that even when we start anew, echoes of the past remain. For fans, this love twist is irresistible. It reignites the fantasy of Ken and Demet, while simultaneously offering a new story to follow. It creates drama, tension, speculation, all the ingredients of a perfect celebrity saga. And whether Ken likes it or not, this saga is now part of his legacy. His new girlfriend may be her own person, with her own story and her own identity, but in the eyes of the world, she will always be the one who looks like Demet. And so, the cycle continues. Yaman tries to move forward, but the past follows him. Demet Özdemir lives her life, but her name is dragged back into headlines she never asked for. Fans celebrate, argue, mourn, and laugh, united by their obsession with a love story that refuses to fade. And through it all, one truth remains: love is never simple, especially when it belongs to someone who lives under a spotlight. In the end, perhaps the resemblance doesn't mean anything at all. Or perhaps it means everything. Perhaps it is a reminder that some loves are so powerful they leave a mark that never fades. Or maybe it is simply a coincidence, magnified by the human need to find patterns, to believe in fate, to hold on to stories that make life more dramatic, more meaningful. Whatever the case, Yaman's new relationship has become more than just a romance. It has become a global conversation, a mirror reflecting both his past and his future. One thing is certain, this love twist has cemented itself as one of the most unforgettable chapters in Yaman's ongoing story. And as fans watch, speculate, and analyze, they are reminded of why they fell in love with his journey in the first place. Because whether he is playing a pirate prince on screen, or confessing his happiness in real life, Yaman never fails to keep the world talking.